You mentioned the sponsors, and we heard a lot about their frustration. I think they sponsored one family, but then they couldn't get that family, so they switched to another, and then that family wasn't told. Talk about the frustration, and what did they have to say to the Prime Minister about, as Canadians, we are out trying to do our own as private citizens, but maybe that's not being facilitated properly.
What he said a year ago was that this was a movement, a sense of energy that was led not by the government, but led by Canadians, that they were ahead of the government. Mm-hmm. So you saw Canadians meet on Facebook, on their streets, in churches and mosques and synagogues and in schools, and figure out how they could sponsor people. The concern is that goodwill has been squandered in some way. And so what we heard from the sponsors was, we're not hearing back from MPs, we're not hearing back from officials. And yes, we have been in communication with a family that we think we've sponsored. They're not coming. Suddenly we're offered a replacement family. And the look on the Prime Minister's face when they said that, his face just fell.
And the first communication we had was August 25th, when we were told that our family was held up and we were going to be offered a replacement family. And part of the challenge there was as well that we had been in contact with our original family. I have to tell you, actually, we accepted the replacement family, the offer of a replacement family, about 4 or 5 weeks ago. And just recently, just in the past week, we had communication from the original family, who apparently doesn't know yet that we're not sponsoring them.
And he seemed just personally upset by that. That, again, is a little moment of change and a little moment where you hope that, as he says, a fire is going to be lit under somebody in Ottawa, and maybe they can make some sort of difference in both those families.
First of all, let me tell you, I can't imagine how difficult this must be for your community, for the members, and for the families. Yeah, obviously, what happened was unacceptable. You can sort of say, oh, we did this new thing in a fast way, and we were trying to do the right thing, everything, and that, yes, those are all explanations and not excuses. We need to do better. We need to learn from this. We need to support you. We need to support probably both those families in whatever way we can. It's something we're working on, and I'm glad to hear the story. I'm glad people are going to hear the story, and that no doubt light a fire in the department on this particular case, which is a good thing. But I certainly will be having a couple of questions as we go back.
It expresses the frustration that a lot of people have felt, that we as a country worked really hard to make something like this happen, and we're still ahead of the government, and we need the government to catch up. And
it seems like they're not necessarily unique stories. We were able to get a segment in that room that's representative of something larger that's happening out there.
Yeah, it's the thing that we heard relentlessly leading up to this interview from sponsors is, why is it taking so long? Why has it taken a year for the paperwork to get moving? And what are we supposed to say to the family who is desperate to come here, who feel like Canada is blocking them? Because they may turn elsewhere, and our generosity, again, could ebb and flow depending on what the government does.